Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Picture This, the Best Picture Movie Review Show, hosted by me. My name is Alex. I am, for the purposes of today, on weapons. With me to fake a heart attack to do a whole distraction. Ring ding ding, he's an idiot. Jack Pinchuk.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mastermind behind the whole plot, probably. Caleb Coho. And here to be the fall guy, special guest, Caleb Bowman.
I'm not gonna be the fall guy because this movie is great. If anything, the rest of y'all are gonna look like idiots. I don't actually know. I think most of you like this movie, so I don't know why I'm the fall guy. I'm actually confused.
We will see. We'll see.
Oh!
Jump scare.
Boo!
Jesus.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Oh no, what's happening? Okay.
Why are you going into NASCAR speak?
Oh boy.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Lord, I'd like to thank you for my smoking hot wife.
Okay, let's get into this. What are we doing first?
Help me, Tom Cruise. We watched The Sting. It happens to be somebody on here's favorite movie. And one of favorite movies. Not favorite movie. I'm sorry. A movie that they like.
Very close.
A movie that they like.
25.
And what we do on the show is we try to ruin people's movies for them. So we should probably get into that here soon. We should. I mean, yeah, that's I guess special guest. But tell us about The Sting. What it's about? What do you like about it?
Save that for last. But okay, yeah. We'll start with both.
Okay, I don't want to wreck the flow of anybody's show.
We don't have a flow.
That's fair. Should I kind of go into the plot or just kind of go into why I like it?
Here's the better question. What's your relationship to The Sting?
Okay, that's
That's more or less what I was asking, but yes, go ahead.
To be fair, I didn't quite understand that's what you were asking. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, my relationship to The Sting, I kind of start to get into a little bit of Oscars nerd trivia. You know, even really before I start getting into movies, I just like start getting curious about the Oscars. And I see this list of movies, and it's like these genres that have been nominated for Best Picture that normally don't get nominated. So it's like, and movies that have won Best Picture. And like it listed, and I don't know if I would really classify this movie as it, but it listed The Sting as one of the only true comedies that had won Best Picture. And I was like, I love comedies. And then I looked into it like, oh, it's like a con artist movie. That sounds fun. I'm like, Dad, have you ever seen The Sting? I was like, I love this movie. It's great. And so I was like, okay, we should watch that sometime. And I watched it. And this is just so many of like my type of sensibilities in movies. And I actually think had a lot to do with forming a lot of those sensibilities. I think this is one of those like foundation block movies for me where a lot of the other things I like in movies, I like because of The Sting. I love con artist movies specifically. Like that's probably my favorite subgenre of the crime movie. I just love people outwitting other people. And I think this movie is so fun in that. I love 1930s throwbacks, and I think that's something that definitely The Sting like helped create in me. And I love Paul Newman, and to a lesser extent, but still love him, Robert Redford. And Robert Shaw is one of my guys. And he's one of those guys who's one of like those first of like character actors that I started taking notice. Like, that's the guy from Jaws. And I loved Jaws and still love Jaws. So like putting that together. So this is just one where it, like I said, it was a very like foundational movie for me.
Cool.
Fair enough. So do we?
Yeah, keep going. I guess we'll slide right into the rankings. I don't know that the rest of us have a particular attachment to The Sting. So I guess we'll just slide right into rankings. This is the lowest one, Spence.
This is our lowest rating for The Sting.
I'll allow it.
Do we have thoughts from Spence?
Yes, I have a thought from Spence. I asked them when they sent me their rating if they had anything they'd like said on their behalf about The Sting, because we knew in advance they wouldn't be here. And their response was the Community episode was better. That's it. So
I would pretty strongly disagree with that because I think that's like honestly, and I love this thing. I think that's like kind of a middling Community episode. Like it's good, but it's from season 6, which is one of those ones where they didn't stick to the pure 22 minutes. So I think that episode runs like 34 minutes, and you kind of feel the length.
Ooh, didn't know that. I haven't seen all of Community, but I've seen enough. I haven't seen that episode though. Anyway, our next lowest rating, Matthew. Matthew doesn't have any thoughts. He's catching another plane right now. So we'll go to the next one. Coho, kick us off.
Yeah, it went down to half star. Nothing against The Sting. It's just I think it's a movie that lost a little bit of the charm the second time. Just because like I knew it was going, so like the setup feels a little more tedious. When I know it's going, the payoff's still great, but like it's not a huge knock. I think the movie's great. I think Redford's one of my guys. I love Robert Redford in basically everything. His only Oscar nomination is this, which is crazy as an actor, and it's crazy. And he should have won. I think he's terrific. This is probably Redford's best performance. He's phenomenal.
Jack Nicholson
is the third best of the nominees I've seen. But like, I think Redford is great and dunking on the rest of the category. Newman's great. Shaw is crazy that he wasn't nominated. I think Robert Shaw is amazing. But yeah, on the whole, it went down a half star, and it's no longer my vote to win Best Picture.
Cool.
Interesting.
Cool.
We will get more into that.
He's sucking off Daddy George Lucas and saying, "I want the American graffiti."
If anyone sucks off American Graffiti, it's you who says that he should have made only American Graffiti and never made Star Wars.
I do agree, but I just think you're sucking off Daddy Lucas.
I'm sorry, American Graffiti is like a great American film, but we'll get to that.
It is a great American film. It's not better than The Sting.
It is.
It's not. The characters in this thing are way better than every character in American Graffiti.
Anyway,
everyone in this thing is just the actor. There's no character. It's just the actors, except for Robert.
That's not fucking true at all.
It's just the actor. It's Ocean's 11 all over again. It's just the actors are the characters.
That's calm down.
Keep us going here.
No, I wanna have stuff. You know when you're like stuck in the back seat and like the people in the front are having an argument and you're like, can you please pull over so I can leave? So yeah, I thought The Sting was like a really nice. It was a breath of fresh air because things have gotten kind of dour on the show recently. Just the last, let's see, there was The Godfather, The French Connection, Patton, Midnight Cowboy's awful. Oliver. It's been a while since we've had like a decent, just like fun movie to watch, and I thought The Sting was like a really just like delightful movie. It's just solid all the way around. I be honest, it's like a first time watch. I don't tend to give out 5 stars like super easily unless I'm like very sure. If I rewatch this in a couple of months or weeks, this could probably be a 5-star movie. I don't know that it isn't. I don't know what I decided was the thing that I took off for it. I really liked it. I don't have a whole lot of complaints about it. I just thought this is nice. This was great. It flew by. The performances were really good. I like how they don't like hold your hand through all the crime stuff because they're going to show you what the crime is later. They just characters walk in and they have a job. And then you see what their job is later. They never like, oh, this is Jerry. Jerry does demolitions. He'll be fine. And then later when you see Jerry demolitions, like, oh, that's what they meant. No, that he just walks in and he's like, can I have a job, please? And he's like, yeah, that way. I thought that was fun. Just like a really clean movie. I liked it.
Fair enough. I have the highest rating out of us once again. Shocking no one. It's a 5-star movie for me. I love the shit out of this movie. So many great performances, especially from Newman. This is currently my favorite of Newman's performances I've seen. To be fair, haven't seen many. This This is my favorite of his performances.
You're not getting crap from me about this. I think this is his second best.
I know. I'm just worried about Doc down there in the bottom right corner. But anyway.
Listen here. I love him in this. He's great. This is not his best performance in a George Roy Hill movie. Like, it's like
we'll get back to that.
He's better in Butch Cassidy than he is in this.
I specifically remember you had that exact opposite opinion.
No, you're mixing up which one's which.
No,
I absolutely had the same opinion about
said that Redford. I remember you saying like, "Oh yeah, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid feels like they kind of swapped roles in this compared to the Sting," and I don't like it.
They do
because of that.
They swap roles. However, Newman
and you said I like Newman in the other role better, and I like Redford in the other role better.
I think Redford is better in the Sting than he is Butch Cassidy, and Newman's better in Butch Cassidy than he is the Sting. I said that the first time we watched the movie. Anyway.
That's not what you said.
So anyway, I think this is a brilliantly put together movie. The screenplay is firing on all cylinders. I think it deserves its win. I haven't seen American Graffiti, so I can't comment there, but I think it's a brilliant screenplay. That 4 Jack scene is still my favorite scene in the movie. It is so good. It's in my top 100 scenes for when we did that on YLS. It's fantastic in every way, and Robert Shaw is such a great villain. I love him in this movie. When in the 4 Jacks poker scene, when Newman keeps calling him by the wrong name, he goes, "It's Lonigan," and that whole sequence is just brilliant. You'll remember that, or you'll find a different game or something like that. I can't remember the line exactly, but he's such a great bad guy in this. And I think it's just a brilliantly executed movie. No notes on any of it. Boatman, unfortunately, your rating doesn't factor into our average, but we do have a 4.4 out of 5 average rating, which is one of our higher ones. So with that, I think we can start ranking it then.
All right.
Do I get to be involved in this, or do I just have to sit in the corner and be quiet?
I mean, you get to talk, but your rating, like, you don't get to affect the rankings on any of these, but like, you get to talk.
I just get to watch them all butcher.
Yeah. We don't have Spence, so play the clip.
Oh, okay. We're doing that. Okay, hang on. Let me go. Cancel.
Jack forgot how the show works every single time we don't do an episode.
Yeah. Well,
you were so excited.
Okay. There you go. Welcome to How Gay Is My Valley, the podcast where we rank every best picture winner based on how gay it is. Alex, your thoughts. How gay is The Sting?
Could be gayer. Like there's some solid.
There's a lot of male relationships with not a lot of gay.
Yeah, there's a lot of closeness. There's not a lot of like, hugging or like emotions between them, but there's a lot of like dudes in proximity with each other. What is it, Jack? Do you disagree with me? Do you think it's gayer?
Jack, as the resident expert here, what is the thoughts? Since we don't have Spence, you're the only one who's close to Spence. What would Spence say?
I am the only other person here that can. No, not that gay. Not that gay. It is not. Here's the thing. It's not gay, but it's not homophobic. It's in the same kind of area as like what would be here? What would be?
It's a dudes being bros movie.
Yeah. Kind of same area as like.
If Top Gun Maverick won Best Picture, I feel like it would be somewhere in that same range.
Maverick would be in the middle tier. Top Gun, if it won picture.
Oh yes, Top Gun.
Gay is
that would be our number 2, only behind fucking Gay
Grand Hotel. Gay Cess, the movie.
Yeah, but anyway,
let's rank it. Let's see. Where's the list?
Let's put it up.
Let's put a number to this thing.
We can go up a little bit.
We'll go up a little bit. Where we want
it is not as gay as Casablanca because Renault wants to fuck everybody. He wants to fuck Rick Blaine.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we can go below.
Definitely.
I don't know.
below,
They're singing in The Sound of Music, so that's gayer.
Below Tom Jones. Tom Jones is a dandy boy.
Below how
Yeah,
green.
Tom
was my
Jones
We
is
can go
like
below How Green. We can go below How Green Was My Valley.
Okay, which
It's-
Robert
I would
Scott
say
movie-
gayer
Greater than a
Cavalcade.
man for all seasons. Or gayer than a man for all seasons. That's the church.
I think it's gayer than Cavalcade.
Yeah, I'd say it's gayer than Cal.
I think below How Green Was My Valley is probably the
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
It's probably the
that
right one.
works. So
Nice
not
Midland pick.
quite making the top 30 for us, but still respectable. Dang. We
Had a clip.
oh yeah, I still have to play the clip.
There you go. Okay. What's the next one? There you go. Welcome back to $1 Million Racist, the podcast and a podcast where we rank how racist every Best Picture winner is. This time I start with Mr. Jack Pinchuk. Thoughts?
It's not that
I
racist.
flip it every time. I go to the person who I should go to first on both. Anyway.
It's not that racist. I don't.
All right, now let's go to Alex. Alex, is it racist?
It's not that racist. It's like appropriately racist for what the subject matter is, and it's not like harmful.
It's not like your uncle at Thanksgiving racist, but it's like
My
a
uncle.
50-year-old
My uncle.
doesn't know better racist.
No, it's not. It's not my uncle at Thanksgiving. Racist.
Not my uncle.
It's your dad who doesn't know better racist.
I mean, Robert Redford, literally, like, his mentor figure is like a black guy. I don't know if he's acting up for something.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He loves him. And he loves him in a way that's like completely platonic, 100%.
And like the reason Redford is gonna like inform the MFI is to protect the wife.
Yeah.
Of the guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
I think it ranks pretty low on the racism one. So let's find out where
It can't go below Casablanca. That is actively anti-racism.
Yes, it is actively anti-racist. Where
I
do we
would
want-
put it's less racist than The Sound of Music because they are Nazis for at least 45 minutes of that runtime. In fact,
You know
The Sound
what?
of Music is incredibly low.
Yeah, why was the Sound of Music so
Music a
low?
lot higher.
Honestly, I think we
Because-
need to redo
yeah.
The Sound of Music with people that aren't named Spencer.
Spencer Matthew.
Yeah, Spencer Matthew really kind of fucked up for us. Scully
Yeah.
didn't help either. There, I said it. Oh, we just gave up. We gave up trying to talk about it. Okay.
Well, that's what we decided.
What?
Nope.
Like
Does anyone else have
it
issues
has
with
more
this game being the
diversity
second
than
least
the
racist?
apartment. So like I don't think it should go below the apartment because it has more diversity than the apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, above the
Um,
apartment because we
above
might
the
be somehow
apartment.
racist.
Yes.
I mean, I'll say this: the apartment has someone from one of the most racist movies we've ever seen in this in it. It does have the guy from Cimarron, whose name Isaiah.
Also Shirley MacLaine.
And also Shirley MacLaine, who was in our number one most racist movie we've seen so far. Around the World
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Live.
You're not
I'm good with
you're
this
not
thing
gonna
where it's
find
at.
a
Anyone
more,
else want
you're
to
not gonna
say
find a
more?
more racist one. I'm just letting you know right now.
You didn't, right?
Oh yeah, no, we know,
Leave Shirley alone.
we know.
All right, if we're good, let's play the clip and move on to the next one.
That's fine.
All right.
I still love that. I love that clip so much. Anyway, let's see. We don't have any Nazis to kill.
Nope, no Nazis.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
Nazis.
We
No
have a
Nazis.
segment called "Killing Nazis."
We
Oh.
have a
Movies
kill a
where there are
Nazi
Nazis.
segment that comes back whenever Nazis are killed in a Best Picture winner,
Or Confederates.
Okay.
or Confederates, or just Southerners.
mean-
Um,
Did we do?
We don't have
Oh,
a
we put
segment.
in the heat of the
Included
night
in
on
that.
killing
Did we-
Nazis. So
Did
like
we do? We did that, right? Okay, we did.
we put in the heat of the night on killing Nazis. So
We
we
did.
definitely
We
put
also
Southerners out
ranked-
there as Nazis.
Good. We're on brand.
also ranked,
Yeah, we're on the same page.
we
Um,
also have Mrs. Miniver as our lowest one on that
Because
list.
she let a Nazi
She let the
live.
Nazi live. And,
She let the Nazi live. She, in and of herself, is part of the problem. We should kill every Nazi we see. Anyway,
standout
do
performer.
we have
Including
what
the
else
Von
we have?
Trapp family.
Exactly.
I would be okay with that. I would be fine with that. Stand-up performer.
I'm putting my vote in for Paul Newman.
I know I don't get a vote, but he's correct.
I would say my stand-up performer is Robert Shaw.
This is acceptable, but I prefer Newman. I think Redford is the lowest of the three, but my personal pick would be Newman. Do you think Newman is the worst of the three?
Yeah, but I think all three of them are great.
Oh my
like all three of them would like
Shaw's like the one, to be honest.
I'd actually agree with Alex, but I love all three.
I don't think that any of them are bad. I think like Robert Shaw is just kind of less to do. It does come out with me. I'll go Newman. I was really struck by. I think I always am struck by like young, hot Paul Newman. Famously,
that's not so much young in this, but still hot.
Yes,
Newman is always.
You have to remember, I've only ever seen him in like 2000 stuff. So like this
Newman
is
still hot and Road to Perdition. I'm sorry, he is.
Especially when he's a car.
Well, that was the clip from View 52. Is we were like, this is the guy from Cars when we watched What a Way to Go.
Oh, that's right. We did. Okay, that's a.
If you haven't seen What a Way to Go, please watch.
Yes, Shirley MacLaine can do no wrong in that movie.
Yeah, Shirley MacLaine can do no wrong except for that one time that she did.
Do we have any other podcasts than I can't remember.
We deleted
the decision on Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Did we retire Top Gun Maverick now, or are we still ranking it anyway?
We retired it. We retired it.
Unfortunate.
Until we find a new darling.
I still demand a recount. Top Gun Maverick's better than Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is some bullshit.
Wow.
All right.
Demand a recount.
Let's rank this performance here. I think we can go pretty high.
I always want to see like.
I don't go above Bergman.
See, here's the thing. We have this so fucked up.
Yeah, you've got Carl Malden at 10. Well, that's gross.
Yeah. Oh, I would put Newman over Carl Malden.
Some of this is that some of us definitely are not on the same page.
Like Barrymore and You Can't Take It With You, I think is better than the bottom 5 in the top 10. That's the thing that's a problem. Is I think he's better than everyone up to Charles Laughton. And then because of that, Newman is better than Andrews, Malden, Bergman. I would put Newman below Laughton. I put Newman below Laughton at number 7. Because of that, if I can't put him below Barrymore, I gotta put him where I think he is. I think he's not as good as Charles Laughton.
I think he is above Andrews, below Bergman.
He's definitely above. He's definitely above Andrews. But is he above Bergman? I should look at this list before I watch the movies.
Man, this list is awful.
But what do you think? Sway my opinion.
It's an interesting thing where I actually do think he's better than Bergman, but I think the bigger thing is that he's just definitely better than Broderick Crawford. Like, I think that's the biggest thing is like, I think you guys misranked Bergman, but even then, I think Bergman and Casablanca is great. I think Newman is just doing something really interesting and very different than anything else he does in like any other movie. Maybe that's a little incorrect, but no, I think he's like doing it in a very like
he's very cool. He's a very cool, like smartest guy in the room, and he does that a lot. So like,
I'm agreeing with you. Why are you?
I think it's the best version of that type of thing. That
fair, okay, it's the best version of that type of thing.
Yeah, you can't count The Hustler or Color of Money in that because it's a very different.
Again, I think the crux of my argument is that he's better than Broderick Crawford in All the King's Men.
But yes, I agree. I would agree with both. I think he's better than Broderick Crawford, but he doesn't top Charles Laughton. Which again, Charles Laughton.
I would actually put him above Charles Laughton personally.
Nope, Laughton is the bar that you got to be an all-timer to clear. Newman in the Sting's not an all-timer.
I'd be honest. I'd rather see Laughton than Rita Moreno. I'd rather see Laughton over Moreno. I'd rather see Laughton over Moreno.
I would too, but we don't.
I would disagree on that. I think Moreno's incredible.
I would also put Laughton over Moreno.
How did it? Doesn't matter. I'll put
because I missed West Side Story. guaranteed.
You
Oh,
did.
yeah, we didn't. Yeah, that's right. We didn't have the
Did
votes on
was
that.
Barr on West Side Story?
Yes.
Did
but
they let Barr vote? If you guys let Barr vote, not
we
me,
did
No.
not let Barr vote.
We don't let
I
the
think
guests vote on it.
I think Spence, Matthew.
This is something that we have been yelled at by all of our guests about, and no, we don't let them vote. You can ask Thomas Scully, you can ask Cameron Holzman, you can ask.
Of course, it
Andrew
didn't matter
James
for
Okay.
Sound of Music because we have some fucking
me and Rosa
pastel
Parks have something in
perverts.
common, I guess.
We have some pastel perverts on here for the Sound of Music.
I where are we
I'm
going?
I'm gonna put Paul Newman above Bergman.
But below Crawford.
I think he should be above Crawford, especially if he's above
Above
Bergman.
Crawford, Alex. Let's go above Crawford. Raise the roof.
It's the lead. Fuck it. Sure.
I-
Just to really bury.
Also, just just to say that it's the three of us here. It's the three of us here. That's the majority.
I like Paul
Do we
Newman.
want to move Lawton over Moreno?
The other ones won't notice.
This
They
is
won't
something I
notice.
have been.
I guarantee you, the other two won't notice. Let's just flip.
Isn't Spence watching the show? Or
I don't think
listening
they
to
are.
it?
Not currently. No one's
They
watching.
were
this.
commenting.
This is a person.
No one's watching right now. Okay, really quickly. Let's just switch. Let's just switch.
Seriously,
is
I'm with,
something
I'm with
that
Alex.
I have-
Jack, just switch it.
Just switch
I-
Lawton Moreno.
We're the majority. That's three.
You
Just flip them
yourself
around.
have said several times we do not change the list, and I have said the same thing several times.
Look,
We
I'm
do
just
not-
saying I won't tell as long as you move Malden a little higher.
I will. Hey guys, I say we move Malden up one spot to appease Boatman, but also we also just we just flip Lawton. Listen, I don't give a shit about what old co-host said when we thought we were taking this show seriously. We haven't had a full panel in like 7 weeks. This show is chaos. Let's just do it.
For the record, I think I have been here the entire time. I'm the constant of the
Yes,
show.
Alex is the show.
I
Alex is the
think
show.
you missed 1 week for Napoleon Dynamite,
Oh, that's right. You missed 1 week for Napoleon Dynamite.
and I missed I missed the All the King's Men week because
Let
I
the
had-
record show that this panel, not Bowen, but everyone here has encouraged me that if it comes between doing this show and going out on dates and doing real world stuff, that I should always do that.
I agree.
So don't
I
get on
support
to
you.
me with your Jack. Last time we
I
had a
support
show, you sold us out so that you could go watch hockey with your family at home. I was out in
That's
Quebec,
true.
so
What show did I miss for that?
you didn't miss the show. You sold us out.
Yes, you sold us out.
You sold us out and gave up a point for Spence to put someone whatever.
No,
standard
I gave up the
or the
point to
rankings.
Spence because they were negotiating Shakespeare in Love to be a top 10 best.
I
picture
was.
winner.
We were still
Hockey has nothing to
negotiating.
do with
We
that.
were
You
still
realize,
negotiating.
we have like months till we get to that
Spence
point.
could have forgotten about Shakespeare.
Spence,
in Love.
That's not
Spence
something
completely
Spence would
played
forget.
you over hockey. Like,
It doesn't
Also,
matter.
hockey had nothing to do with it. Anyway, let's
all right,
move on.
then, guys,
Oh, God.
Jack, Booby, Sweetheart. It's the three of us. We all agree.
Call me Booby again.
The
and
show doesn't matter.
I will.
Jack, we have zero credibility. Just flip the fucking spots. I have access to this. I'll do it later if you don't do it.
The Parthenon in ancient Greece will still be atop its trephis as long, even in the event that you move Charles Lawton above Rita Moreno, provided you also move Carl Malden up one.
I agree. For the record, Carl Malden should be above Julie Andrews. I 100% believe in that.
I do
one.
agree with that.
So like,
Yes, I also believe that. You weren't here,
and
co-host.
Alex believes it as well. I assume.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for Julie.
Okay,
Andrews.
both these moves are sanctioned by a majority. What are we doing?
This is a dangerous precedent that I think we should definitely follow.
Jack, Jack.
There's dangerous precedent.
It's the
definitely-
You
three of us
think-
versus the world.
Do you think that an orphan gets shot anytime you guys fuck up on your show? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Do whatever you want.
Let's
Eat
rank
breakfast
this.
in the afternoon and suck off a hippie in the evening.
I don't know what just happened, but I don't
right.
like
How gay is my boatman? The new segment podcast than a podcast.
Honestly,
No,
I think this is
I
going like pretty high
definitely
up. This is
deserves
going
to
pretty
be
high
so
up.
high.
To be
No,
honest.
should
This is
put
going up in the
above
top 10.
Rebecca. Above Rebecca.
I know it's going
Just
up in
throw
top
it
10.
up
I'm
in
just
top
waiting for someone to tell me to stop.
Oh, actually, no, we can't put it in the top 10 because y'all have Mutiny on the Bounty at 10.
We also have an American
What
in
is
Paris.
better than an American in
One
Paris?
night.
You
It's
guys
better
should-
than American in Paris, but it's not better
Okay,
than Mutiny on the
okay.
Bounty.
You
Okay,
should
okay.
swap Mutiny on the Bounty and American in Paris.
I
Okay,
agree with
okay.
that
Hang
one.
on.
I do think it's better than to have.
Hang on. Let's stop when we do the ranking of this of like the like when we do the rankings. We just have to figure out what it's better than. It doesn't matter what's below this, that, or the other, because I have so many problems with the list already. I'm ready to put this. I'm ready to put this in the top 3 just because the Sound of Music.
I'm actually with Alex. If that's the case, then I would put it above All About Eve. I would put this number 2 behind The Apartment. If that's the case,
I won't go that far. I will go as high as
I like it better than Lost Weekend and All About Eve.
And I like it better than The Sound of Music and West Side Story, and if I'm being honest, The Godfather.
Because this the original episode of the show is just like the binary of do I like this more than this. That is the premise that I'm still operating on. So I'm ready to say that The Sting is better than The Sound of Music.
Hey Alex,
right
put it 2 more up. Let's go 2 more up. True Chaos.
I won't do that. The Lost Weekend right now is my number 1.
Thank you. Okay. Do we agree? All of us agree that it should be above The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Anyone for above All About Eve? Raise your hand.
And I'm up.
Just me.
We have a decision.
All right.
All right.
Shake up in the rankings. I love it.
We have a new ranking here, a new top 5.
Happy birthday, Pope.
Mutiny on the Bounty held on as long as it could, no longer in the top 10.
That's evil. That's the fact that we have an American in Paris in the top 10 and Mutiny on the Bounty's 11 is a travesty.
Hold up. When did that win Best Picture? When did Mutiny on the Bounty?
1935.
It hung on for a while.
Yes.
It's the only movie from the 30s that is like where it's the highest movie from the 30s.
It hung on for a minute. It did all right.
It's a great movie.
It is a fantastic.
How many more movies are we gonna put above it? Like, actually, hang on.
I actually don't know.
Because a lot of these we're gonna go, it was fine, and then we're never gonna think about again.
So here's what I want to do real quick before we get to extra credit. For the 3 of us here who clearly hate how this list looks, we're not gonna touch it. But I think we should share what our top 10s look like right now at this point. At 1973, our personal top 10s.
Boatman, you are welcome to share yours as well.
Oh God. My list. Okay, so The Apartment and The Lost Weekend are definitely in mine. All About Eve definitely is. The Sting might be. It Happened One Night definitely is. Do I have a list? Do I have an official?
All right.
So my top 10. I'll do my top 10 for you 10-1 right now. At this point in the show, my number 10 is Going My Way.
That's my 14.
My number 9 is You Can't Take It With You. My number 8 is The Lost Weekend.
Oh, Going My Way.
My number 7 is The Godfather. My number 6 is The Sting. My number 5 is Mutiny on the Bounty. My 4 is It Happened One Night. My 3 is West Side Story. My 2 is Casablanca. And my 1 is The Apartment. That is my current top 10 for this show.
Am I allowed to go?
Talking out loud, yes. I'm flipping it. Mutiny on the Bounty over It Happened One Night.
My 10 would be It Happened One Night. My 9 would be The Lost Weekend. My 8 would be You Can't Take It With You. 7, West Side Story. 6, All the King's Men. 5, All About Eve. 4, Casablanca. 3, The Sting. 2, The Godfather. And number 1, The Apartment.
8. 10, Gone with the Wind. 9, West Side Story. 8, Mutiny on the Bounty. 7, On the Waterfront. 6, The Godfather. 5, The Sting. 4, All About Eve. 3, The Apartment. 2, The Lost Weekend. 1, Casablanca.
My list is so outdated. But just for the purposes of like, this is the one that I have. I haven't done it. I think the last one that I rated was The Sound of Music. It was The Lost Weekend is number 1. The Apartment, All About Eve, It Happened One Night. Probably The Godfather would come after It Happened One Night. The Best Years of Our Lives, On the Waterfront, All Quiet on the Western Front, Casablanca, and All the King's Men, which The Sting would have replaced one of those. So that would have bumped like 1 or 2 out.
Fair enough. Oh, we've got people in the comments. It's just Spence.
Did they hear about how we?
It's just Spence should be the motto of our show.
Yeah.
Did they hear about how we rearranged the list?
Finally. Okay. All right. Let me play the clip.
Extra credit.
All right. We got some extra credit movies to watch.
I rewatched specifically American Graffiti for this because I wanted to double check the 2 movies and which one I liked more, and they flipped. So I watched American Graffiti. I did not finish The Exorcist, so I cannot comment on The Exorcist.
I can. I watched it. You can start
you want to talk about The Exorcist first?
No, you can talk about American Graffiti. You watched it.
Caleb Bowman, you're muted.
Am I allowed to chime in on this conversation?
You can talk about the movies, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've seen the 2 everybody else has, American Graffiti and The Exorcist.
I also saw Cries and Whispers. And Matthew saw that as well, and we'll rank it.
Okay.
You can start with Cries and Whispers then if you want.
All right, cool. I'll start with Cries and Whispers. Let me just Cries and there it is. Okay, so Cries and Whispers. Really difficult movie to watch at times. Ingmar Bergman is a director that really works for me, it seems. This is my 3rd of his movies I've seen, and still I've only seen 4.5 stars or higher so far. Some incredible performances in this one. Matthew saw it as well. He really liked it. I think he gave it 4 stars. I give it 4.5. I'm just gonna put it where Matthew wants it because we compromised quite a bit last time for Cabaret. So I'll let him have this one. He wants it in the 40s somewhere above. I think he said above. No, below Bonnie and Clyde, I believe. Which I disagree with. There it is. Or did he say below Bonnie and Clyde? I don't fucking know. Give me a minute. Matthew. Oh, above Bonnie and Clyde, he says. Perfect. And with that, Citizen Kane sinks even lower. Weep, Spence.
No.
We got rid of Spence. We just added a boat.
The further Citizen Kane sinks, the louder
my
soul
you're gonna rewatch that movie and you're gonna be so embarrassed.
Oh no, I'm not. Anyway.
You have not watched that movie since 2020.
Exorcist.
Yes.
Talk about it.
The Exorcist. Look, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Demonic horror, not my thing. That is the subgenre of horror that is the least for me. It freaks me the fuck out, and it takes a lot for me to get behind a movie centering around demonic horror. The Exorcist, I can't deny just how well made this film is. William Friedkin crafted something special here. Linda Blair is incredible in her performance. Max von Sydow's got a great small role in this. Ellen Burstyn's really good. But my favorite performance, and I can't remember his name.
Jason Miller?
Yes, Jason Miller is so good in this movie. He's my personal favorite performance. I Saw he was nominated, but he didn't win. He lost to the guy from The Paper Chase, I believe, which I didn't have time to see that movie, which I haven't.
More hates it, so do it that way you will.
Interesting. That's interesting. So I'll try to get to it. It's a Best Supporting Actor winner, so I'll try to get to it when I can. But yeah, Jason Miller is so good. What a wonderful day for an exorcism is a great chilling line. It's a great movie. It's really well shot, really well edited. I had a really surprisingly good time with this movie. I'm gonna put it.
Do I get to talk about it or no?
Yes, you've seen it. Sorry, I forgot you saw it.
Yeah, no. It has a reputation for being one of the scariest movies ever made, and I think it deserves that reputation. There are some moments in this movie that just curl my skin. It's just creepy. But also, on top of just being a good horror movie, I think it's just a well-done drama. Like, I just think it's a really, like, acting is great. The characters are really well done. It's shot beautifully. Like, I just think it's a movie that is both a great, like, there are some movies that are like, these are great movies. They're not necessarily great horror movies, but they're horror movies. And you have other movies that are like, this is a great horror movie. Don't know if I would really classify it as a great movie. This is one of those ones that is definitely like both.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Boatman, I'm unsure.
Man, this ranking is so poo.
Yeah.
Why put Cassidy in Sundance, kids? So
Matthew
low?
was the only one to watch Cassidy, and he gave it 2 stars. So do with that.
What the heck, Matthew?
I don't know. He also didn't like The Lion in Winter. So I don't even know.
I feel like
it's Roman Holiday. I like Roman.
I would put this below Mildred Pierce.
I would put it above Mildred Pierce. I don't know if I get a vote, but
you know what? I'm willing to.
I would go above Grapes of Wrath, above High Noon. I'd say below. I think it should be Jack. How about let's go below Gaslight?
You know what? I can live with that. Because I do believe the Oxbow Incident is a better movie, but I am fine with putting The Exorcist above it and below Gaslight.
Is so low.
Oh, Gaslight is so fucking awesome. I love that movie. Anyway, I accidentally exited the list.
Sir,
American
I have to talk about American Graffiti.
I know. I said I accidentally exited the list. I'm going back into it.
So American Graffiti is a movie that is so not a Coho movie on paper, and I love it. I like this like one night, like slice of life kind of story. I love like the period setting. I love there's something about like clean waxed 60s style automobiles that I just love. I can't explain it. I wish cars still looked like that. I love cars that look like that. I love neon lights. I love shit like that. So to have a whole movie that is set like a majority of in cars driving down a neon strip in LA at night is like so up my alley, or at least in California. But it's like it's so my vibe. I love it. I think the soundtrack is fantastic. There's nothing like listening to Surf and Safari at night and during the summer. It's wild. That movie or that song just is perfect anytime I listen to it. Beach Boys are great, and Kurt Kolakowski can fuck off.
Beach Boys?
Oh, we had a conversation in the music chat where it was we were talking about the Beatles' best album versus Pet Sounds, which is
was that for the Beach? I didn't remember that Kirk said he didn't like Beach Boys during that.
Well, his comment was, "It doesn't take a lot for the best Beach Boys to lose to the worst Beatles album," was his exact comment, and I was like, "Wow, fuck you." But I love the Beach Boys. Anyway, yeah, I think this movie's great.
Despite what I said, while I still love The Sting, both of these are in my top 100. I think they're both great movies. American Graffiti, I think something that's interesting about it, because I was thinking about this as Coho type at the soundtrack. I think this might be the movie that like invented the soundtrack. I can't think, like, there are movies where, like, yes, like one artist kind of provided a few songs, but this was kind of the first where it was just like a cavalcade of songs from past eras. And in this case, one particular era, but still like songs from the past from different artists all put together in one movie. I can't think of a movie before this that really does that. I think this, if it's not the first, it was the first to do it mainstream, I think.
The one that popularized it.
Yeah, it's the one that popularized it if it's not the one that did it first. And this is one of the GOAT soundtracks. But I also think like there's some really good performances here. Richard Dreyfuss. I really like Ron Howard is somebody who's actually a really good actor. And I think because he's a director, we kind of forget that because he's the lead in this. And he's really good. I really like Richard Dreyfuss. I really like Charles Martin Smith. I think like all of the only kind of complaint I have, I wish there was more time where all three of the leads kind of get to interact with each other. It really only happens at the beginning and the end. But yeah, I love this movie.
I did not get to watch it. Unfortunately, I just ran out of time. So
you want to
we're putting this very high.
Yeah.
Throw this shit very high. You can keep going to like top 15, and then we'll see where we're at. It'll probably go higher than that. This is a 5-star movie for me, so that means we're going high. Rightful Best Picture winner, 1973. Gary
I don't know
Kurtz
about that.
have Oscars for it.
Yeah, no, I'd say still keep going. Better than 10 Commandments.
It's better than 10 Commandments. It's better than Sunset. Better than Witness. Better than Great Dictator. Better than Double Indemnity.
I think it's better than The Graduate.
I think it's better than The Graduate.
I think it's better than Wizard of Oz. I
don't. You don't get to vote those, so that's the thing. So it stops below the Wizard of Oz. It stops below the Wizard of Oz, above The Graduate. It's top 5.
Fine. I'll allow it. I have to.
You don't have a choice. But hey, it's that high.
With that, we have a new top 5. Graduate is out of the top 5, and 10 Commandments is out of the top 10. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town hung on for a while, but it's no longer in the top 20. This list is shaping up to be something that I hate.
I just can't wait until we get to 2016 and we just unanimously, without talking, put La La Land at 1. Like, we have so many people who are just going to unanimously be like, yeah, that's the best one. Like,
Boatman, right. I am alone here. I am not excited for 2016.
I can't wait till 1998 when we actually just fuck with Jack so hard on Shakespeare.
Oh God!
I actually also really love La La Land. So
yes, but here's the thing: I don't think it's the greatest Best Picture nominee of all time.
I also would disagree. I think if you guys. I'm going to be honest. If y'all put that above 12 Angry Men, I'm putting a bomb in your mailbox.
Hey.
You better get bombs ready because it's happening.
Hey.
You have 4 people who love that movie to the
that sounds like an incentive for me.
That will tick me off.
There's 4 of us that are going to vote for it to be number 1 because it's like all in our top 10 favorite movies ever
Just
made.
To be clear, does Jack get one even if
he fought against it?
No.
Okay.
Only you bitches.
That's fine. I
can go with that.
It's an incentive for me. This whole living thing is boring. Great.
No, I'm sad.
Nah, it's great. Anything else?
Yeah, right. What's next week?
Oh, right. Yeah, the coming soon banners.
Coming soon to the shitty
next
YouTube channel.
It's The Godfather Part 2. We get to wrap up.
I didn't get to be on for The Godfather, and I'm really sad I didn't because it sounds like you bitches fucked with it. So I'm not making that mistake.
I tried.
Next week, I'll be here with Superior Godfather Part 2, and I will beat you all down verbally that this movie is better than The Godfather and belongs in our top
I like
10.
The Godfather. I tried to get
I agree with you.
Higher up.
I think
I haven't seen The Godfather Part 2, so I will tell you when I see it.
I also can't wait. I also just can't wait for extra credit next week because we get to talk about fucking like Chinatown. I'm so excited. Yeah, 75.
Yeah, Spence did not care for The Godfather.
It insists upon itself.
So it went up.
It's
It went up.
Cuckoo's Nest and what I might be the best class of Best Picture ever. Here's
It'll be
the
a
thing.
fun episode.
One Flew, top 25 movie of all time for me. Jaws, somewhere in the top 75. Like it's in my top 100 somewhere. I can't tell you where exactly right now. Dog Day Afternoon, barely outside of my top 100. Like it could go back in on rewatch. Nashville and Barry Lyndon are two movies I really want to see. So I'm very excited for that.
Director and Best Actor.
Hey, so what's next? Oh, hey,
Hey, look at that. We get to retread ground for three of us and talk about Rocky with
Hey.
two other
I'm not going to be on that episode.
Hey,
I'm not going to be
so
on
I
that.
discovered a Letterboxd review. I discovered that this one liked and this one made. I don't care that y'all didn't like the movie. That's
I
fine.
love Rocky.
Great.
No,
Let's
I'm
go
not
home.
talking about you. I'm talking about you two.
Oh,
But
Yes.
you have the audacity to not only just mock, but say, kill yourself, Roger Ebert.
That was
One
a-
of the kindest, most interesting, nicest, greatest critics of all time. Just because he said that Stallone reminded him of a young Brando. And that's a kill yourself comment. That's what you decide to say kill yourself to. I would be concerned what else you decide to say kill yourself to if that's your bar.
But it's a great Best Picture class because we get to talk about Network, All the President's Men, and Taxi Driver.
And also Bound for Glory.
I haven't seen
Who wants to
Network,
talk
The
about
President's
Carrie?
Men, or All the President's Men, or Taxi Driver, and I'm excited to watch all three of those if I can.
And then we get the episode this show was made for.
Oh, God.
Annie Hall
God.
versus
Annie
Star
Hall.
Wars. It's going to be a very fun episode.
Well, with that,
will
yeah,
be
that's
there
gonna
for that
be
one.
that's gonna be an episode, and we might see the return of Caleb Boatman. Fingers
Might?
crossed.
I'm
hoping. I'm hoping that you're able to be on.
You could have
How
killed
would
us
I
now
not
by,
be
by
able
that
to be on?
point. He could
Why would I not
have,
be able to be on?
could have killed us by that point.
I don't know. There was a chance you couldn't be on tonight, so you
Oh,
never know.
fair. Well, that was because you guys. It was supposed to be last.
Yes,
week.
it's because of the three people that couldn't be here last week and whatever.
Wow.
Water under the bridge. We got here eventually. Anyway, thank you for watching this clusterfuck of a show. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with The Godfather Part 2.
Who wants
Stay
to talk
tuned
about
for that.
how gay
Bye.
I do
Oreo-
wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. Bye.